Clearly, of course, having gone first round, it looks like there are several issues. We are talking about the state of roads. We are talking about not obeying laws. We are talking about developing other aspects, of transportation so that you free up the roads a bit. But let me ask, of course, what on the street, many argue that, reckless driving is the major issue because we are dealing with enforcement of laws. So we are talking about roads, because that's pretty much what we have at the moment. But how much of it, Uche Meje, how much of the challenge is due to bad roads? And how much of it is due to human factors? Before we go into the issues, what we don't have, well, we may not begin to emphasize at the moment. So how much of it is human error? How much of it is the road, from your experience?
If you go through all literatures you can lay your hand on, you will see it, that the predominant factor is the human factor. Studies have shown 85 to 90% is purely at the doorstep of the human factor. And who are these human, when we are looking at human factor, what are the elements involved? The key element is the driver. He is not alone in it. Other road users, including pedestrians, including the truck pusher, including, I hope you know that animals also use the road. As in FCT today, you are driving, you are also seeing cows on the road. So, but let's look at that the human element involved is, when we look at human elements, you look at everybody that is using that space called the road, including you and I.
Have you also considered, I'm sorry to cut in here, if you say human factors, do you also factor in maintenance of vehicles? I mean, Comrade Nagorom has already admitted that some of their people don't maintain their vehicles. Because you see a vehicle that is dangling, carrying a big container, you're wondering how is this going to get safely to where it's going? It's not about driving now.
I'm coming there. When you also look at the human factor, even within the context of the scenario you have painted, he said during his listening that some of these vehicles lack basic maintenance. Who is supposed to maintain the vehicle? The human being, who knows that my vehicle has brake issues and I need to see the mechanic before I can go. I do not need to manage it. If you take away 85%, the remaining 15%, you share it between the road and the vehicle, because there's the mechanical factors and the environmental factors. But there is something that has been said here that we must not sweep under the carpet. All over the world, crashes do occur. The magnitude is what makes our own what it is. The fatality index of Nigerian own is what makes it what it is. And honestly speaking, like my colleague said, except we begin to develop other alternate mode of transportation, we will just be like the children of Israelites in those days, moving round and around and around and around the circle. Where went somebody was just saying, and when he was saying, I was taking note. The truth of the matter, you did ask, I said, why are they not exploring this other mode of transportation? You can only explore what you have. You do not explore what you don't have. Where is our narrow gauge? We started building the standard gauge. And I was happy when the thing started, people can now commute from Lagos to Ibadan. And suddenly that is the end of it. Why have we not continued with that standard gauge and connect all other? Must I come to...
Lagos still working?
It is.
It's still working?
Very perfectly working.
At the toll gate?
From Abuja Meta, you can take it up to Ibadan. Okay. You understand? But why are we stopping there? Why have we not... Must I come to Abuja by road or by air? Okay, you have Abuja to Warri, you go to Itakpe, to this, yes, it's working. Why are we not continuing with it? Do you know the population that travels by these two ones that I've just, where went our navigate? That one distance can just take about 100 or more of these tankers that we are talking about. Nigeria is a very funny place. While we are battling with this, every day you see security agencies arresting somebody that they went to go and vandalize our rail That one that we don't even have, they are vandalizing the one we have. To be honest with you, the road mode, if it has been a human being, by now he will be crying. That you are killing me. That you are killing me. So we need to actually really explore other modes of transportation. Let me tell you what other countries have also done. In Netherlands, they have canals. They have canals, artificial canals meant for mode transportation. In those places where you have low incidences and fatalities, you see how they explore other modes. The non-motorized transport sector, must we all drive? He said something, he said we all drove here. But do you know that in places like Netherlands and Sweden, professors go on their bicycle to lecture rooms? That's just it. And you see clearly delineated cycle tracks. You see clearly delineated walkways for pedestrians. I think even most of our low lifespan now in terms of because we have even jettisoned the issue of walking and all those, which improves the cardiovascular health for us to even live longer. So we cannot run away from all this. But one thing I want to say is this. In all these things we are saying, there's a deficit somewhere, and we need to start working on those deficits. In some of these countries that we are mentioning, government is not the one providing everything. Why are we not exploring build, operate, and transfer? That is what you see all other places. The government own is to provide the enabling environment. And if you ask me why investors have not come into Nigeria to invest in the transport sector, it's because we have not provided the enabling environment. That will make me to ask a question. Where is our national transport policy document? It is still lying somewhere unapproved. I was privileged to be among the personnel that reviewed that document up to its final stage. That document has not seen the light of the day. If I want to invest in Nigerian transport sector, I want to see what they have. I want to see the enabling environment they have to ensure that my investment will be secured.
What do you consider enabling environment in this case?
Oh, I will not come and build infrastructure today and tomorrow you use one law to revoke what I have done.
That is exactly...
You have to make it environmental friendly for people to come in and make sure that they will be able to recoup their investment. When there is that uncertainty that they are not going to... And you must have clear-cut policy documents on all these things. I said build, operate, and transfer. That is because the government, our economy is not smiling for the government to do everything. So allow them to come in, allow private investors to come in, and I'm happy that the present government is now creating that enabling environment gradually. Okay. We have the Akwanga. That's a Jos. If you're going to Jos now, you notice that we have started touring again, and they are building. They are towing it, and this thing. I mean, most people don't know, nothing comes free, even in Freetown. We must be able to have roads, good roads, built. Let's pay the toll and have good roads that are well maintained. We have also looked and secured. We have also looked at the issue of having delineating truck routes. We know those truck routes. The only problem is getting those truck routes in good condition so that the trucks can actually use it without crashing and all those things. There is a technical working committee now being coordinated by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. And in that committee, we're looking at, because Ministry of Works is also there. We're looking at FRSC, Ministry of Works, and other stakeholders. Can we take a look at all these truck routes and see how we can actually come with clear-cut truck routes until we begin to develop our rail system the way it should be, and now have these trucks so that all trucks must go through those routes. Why some of them avoid those routes is because, in all honesty, those routes are not in the best of the conditions. But the good thing is we are seeing that we are going somewhere as a government now, that maybe sooner than later, there will be light at the end of the tunnel. But we need to be very, very serious about it.
But if we do all of these things,
Yes.
and we don't have vehicles that are well maintained, how are you going to stop the carnage?